This is wild. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I don't know how they thought this was a good idea. Make a PR statement or have management speak. Why are they using the talents as a meat shield? Why would Elira volunteer her channel? Why? Alright, yeah, anyway, let's get through this. Let's listen to this together, chat.
This is Elira Pandora. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us today. Vox and Ike are also present here with me, and we would like to take some time to address the events surrounding Selen Tatsuki's contract termination.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
To preface, we have discussed with Any Color staff and our legal team about what we are able to say. However, due to how sensitive the situation is, please do keep in mind that there are limits to what we're able to share. Both we, the livers, and the company have been affected deeply and are taking the situation very seriously. Everything that'll be discussed has been approved by our lawyers or is based solely on our personal experiences. Before anything is discussed, there is something very important that we, NIJISANJI EN, feels need to be made very clear. All of us do not condone harassment of any kind to any of the parties involved. After discussion with the members of NIJISANJI EN as a collective, I volunteered for my channel to be used for this stream. Additionally, we've been told that there will also be a video releasing regarding the situation from Tazumi-san directly a few hours following this stream. But what we say on this stream is our own words and our own feelings. I would like to first apologize if my silence on the matter has caused any worry. Over the past month, staff received documents from Selen's lawyer containing examples of her claimed experiences under Any Color. These documents in question included personal information of some livers, and when it was sent to us, we learned that there was a potential that this information could be made public. Some of the information poses a risk to our personal safety and puts some of us at risk of doxing. Notably, one section of this document alludes to where Millie, Enna, and I live. However, there are also harmful claims Selen made in the document about some livers' personal information that we believe are simply untrue. I felt threatened and scared of speaking out about the situation because of the risk that it could pose to not just my own safety, but the safety of those around me as well. I'm very sad that this is how everything had to turn out, and I deeply apologize to all the fans who have been affected through this time.
Okay. Riku Tazumi coming in later, and the documents include personal information of livers, especially Enna and Millie. My brother in Christ, it's a legal document meant to be exchanged by lawyers, no, for a lawsuit. No one is supposed to see this, only the lawyers are supposed to see this. It'll contain personal information of the livers, as well as Selen's personal information. That's common sense, right? This was not going to be made public. What is wrong with them? There's also an emphasis on Millie and Enna too, which is terrifying because this might mean that Enna and Millie might be the bullies.
When Selen had posted the tweet about her cover being privated, several EN members reached out to Selen and we expressed our concerns. We were genuinely concerned and we wanted to understand the situation as we were all in the dark about it. Once she notified all of us regarding her hospitalization, we immediately reached out to her, each other, and her manager to confirm her safety. Her manager also immediately reached out to her and her emergency contact and kept us updated throughout the entire situation as well. It's been a very tough time for a lot of us, and I'm honestly not sure what else to say, but thank you again for everything, for waiting, and thank you.
Thanks, Elira.
No,
you're
no
right.
worries.
Yeah, it has been a really tough time, and it's had an effect. I've noticed it's had an effect on everyone. It's had an effect on me too. So I'm joining this stream to talk about my experiences with Selen, to lend some of what I know to help you all understand the context of this a little bit better. I know that a lot of you watching are going to have your own views and opinions on the situation, and so all I would like to ask is that you can take the information that I'm going to present at face value, if you can. So, this recent situation began when Selen claimed on Twitter that her most recent song cover had been made private by staff, and she gave no context or reasoning as to why. In actuality, she had been asked to send the content of her music video to her manager in advance of the release date so it could be checked for content, etc., which is something that all livers agree to do. Her manager communicated with her about this very clearly, but she released her cover without giving management time to check it, and as a result, it needed to be made private. It was going to be made public again once the checks had cleared. Management absolutely intended to let her release the cover once they'd made sure that it was okay to release. It's very important to establish this pattern of events had happened before on multiple occasions, including her Fall Guys tournament in August of 2023, a voice pack in May of the same year, and an outfit contest also in May. In each of these situations, Selen would be working on one of the projects I mentioned. She'd be given clear communication about confirming certain aspects with staff, as all other livers receive and comply with. And each time, she would refuse to cooperate. And when staff would react appropriately, she would make public statements that would hurt AnyColor's reputation. And as these situations kept occurring, myself and other livers felt very upset and anxious. We felt that these statements harmed all of us as a group. Excuse me.
Okay, so it is true that it is only ex-livers that pulled the song cover down. It was not because she lacked the proper perms. It was because the branch and management couldn't handle having ex-members be featured in a video. Y'all got insecure, that's all. Like, how is this an issue? They were graduated in good terms, right? Or was that a lie? That's what you guys said. If Hololive can do something similar, like what they did to Coco and how the EN girls treat Sana, y'all get scared that a few PNGs of ex-livers are coming out?
So, it's this context that I hope explains why myself and some other livers decided to approach Selen and ask about her handling of the latest situation, which was her cover being made private. So some livers, myself included, asked Selen why she tweeted about the cover in the way that she did, expressing that we felt it was unnecessary and harmful. According to Selen's lawyer, it's this event that they claim to be a build-up of, and what they claim to be a build-up of past experiences that led to accusations made by Selen that she was bullied and harassed. As you can imagine, this is incredibly serious, and I want to state that throughout my friendship with Selen, I did my best to support her in private and talk to her about any problems she might have been having whenever I had the chance. Having thoroughly reviewed the documents sent to AnyColor by her lawyer, and based on what I know personally and have been told by Selen as her friend, myself and other members vehemently believe these claims to be completely untrue.
Now this I can actually believe. Selen and Vox were relatively in good terms. Vox even sponsored some of her stuff because management couldn't be bothered. But why are legal documents shown to you, or anyone for that matter, that isn't a lawyer or a higher-up of NIJISANJI?
I feel very confident in saying that the way I and other livers communicated with Selen about this incident was fair and reasonable, especially considering our built-up anxiety over this repeating pattern of behavior. In my opinion, I do not think that it was a form of harassment. Also in the document given to AnyColor by Selen's lawyer, it stated that Selen had secretly recorded me in a private voice call without my knowledge or consent. Now, I have absolutely zero memory of what I might have specifically said in that recording, but we know it was on the topic of the tweet that I had made around the time of AR Live's cancellation last year. From what I know, based on this document, Selen had wanted to use this as proof of staff showing favoritism for some members over others, as at the time I wasn't reprimanded by staff having made that tweet. I followed this issue up with my managers, and I was told that they didn't reach out because they didn't want to cause further controversy at the time. However, I've been asked to delete other tweets on multiple occasions when I've accidentally broken a rule. In these cases, we're politely informed that when we should avoid tweeting something, we apologize, delete it, and move on.
Okay, yeah, this is kinda bad for Selen. I get what she tried to do, but this wasn't the way to do it. I feel like she should have just approached Vox and a few other favored agency members, and it could have been done. However, given the favoritism, which there obviously is, Selen might have felt the need to get some word out from Vox herself because he, among others, were the most favorited member of the branch. I'm not excusing it, just pointing it out. And Vox implying on the fact that there was no favoritism was piss poor, though. Come on, bro, there obviously is.
The real issue here, however, is that someone I trusted and considered a friend not only recorded me in secret, but also that these recordings were held without my knowledge for almost an entire year. The fact that this was held throughout our friendship is really upsetting to me. Until now, I had always looked up to Selen as my senpai, and I felt really lucky to be her friend. Having to talk about this now and seeing how this has played out is, again, heartbreaking. Selena told me privately about her disagreements with staff and her managers, and I had done my best to support her and to help her make what I thought were the right choices, even when she talked about wanting to graduate. For context, leaving NIJISANJI is always an option for livers. If she had wanted to graduate beforehand, she was given very many chances to do so amicably, and on multiple occasions, Selen had told us she planned on graduating, but would then go back on this shortly after. For example, she told me that she would be graduating on the day we hosted the Prism Cup, but as you know, this didn't happen. She also, after being warned by staff due to her repeated rule breakages in May of last year, told other livers that she was being terminated at that time, when, like I said, she had just been warned, nothing else.
Yeah, I can believe this part. There were leaks a while back that Selen was gonna graduate, but it just kept getting postponed every time, leaving many to wonder what happened. Yeah, I can believe that Selen might have, mentally boomed.
Because I trusted her so much, and I listened to her narrative of half-thought untruths about her relationship with Anycolor, this caused me so much anger on her behalf that I had considered graduating with her in solidarity, seriously. And I now know that my intense feelings at the time came from omitted context and falsehoods, and that, once again, is heartbreaking. I'm incredibly happy with my job, and even in the face of times as hard as these, I really wouldn't want it any other way. So regardless of how I now feel about Selen having been my friend and having hurt me and my fellow livers in this way, her attempt on her life will never ever be something to be taken lightly. I recall the moment when I and other livers found out about what had happened, and we prayed for her safety then, and we still do. Regardless of the outcome of the situation, I genuinely want nothing more than for Selen to grow and to be in a safe place where she can look after her health, insofar as me and the rest of EN can heal in our own way too. To those of you watching this stream, please leave her be. Harassment of any kind is vicious, and it's insane, and it has no place in this community. That's all I needed to say. Thank you.
That last statement, how they got approached by Vox and the others, is not bullying in their eyes. This will have to be put in the back burner for now because we don't have any instances or examples on how that approach went. How did the livers talk to them? Were they being strong? Was shouting involved? Etc, etc. We can't just know anything in specifically, so I can't take their word for this, I have to be honest. Whose word I have to take, though, is Selen herself because she tried to kill herself for this. And that implies a lot of severity. Vox's segment I can actually respect a little better because I can believe it's genuine and that those did happen. That there was no... But to deny that there was favoritism is wild, Vox.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vox. Before we round things off, I also had something that I wanted to say. It's going to be a little bit on the shorter side. By the way, hi, I'm Mike. First off, I just wanted to say, preface this with, sorry if I have a hard time finding the proper words for anything. I'm a little bit all over the place right now. Excuse me for a second. For a very long time, I considered Selen as a good friend within NIJISANJI EN, be it on stream or off stream. We always managed to get on really well. So that's why it was so shocking for me to learn that Anycolor had received these documents from Selen's lawyer. Learning about what was contained within these documents was, to me personally, incredibly saddening. Knowing that the things said within the document were coming from the very same person that I call my friend was hurtful and disappointing in a way I really don't know how to describe. Not only because of it made me now re-examine our entire friendship, but primarily because the document contains some information that we believe is incorrect, that could be harmful for us, and it's just private information that is very terrifying to have being, shown before you like that.
Yes, Ike, the private information is necessary for a legal document, I imagine. Let the lawyers deal with everything, not you guys.
Right now, we're all very stressed. But in spite of this, I feel like the public deserves to, at the very least, be aware of the existence of these documents, as well as of some of its contents, for the sake of transparency and honesty. We understand that the past week of radio silence has been really difficult for all of you, but please rest assured that we have been working very, very hard to try and understand what it is that we can and cannot say about this. But we wanted to make sure that what we shared was as much as we were able to share. Within NIJISANJI EN, everyone always makes an effort to make sure that anyone who wants to be included in something has the opportunity to do so, whether that be online or offline.
This untrue statement on the document that they have massive emphasis on is something we can't really verify. I can believe that Selen's experience can make her account of the situation skewed. But also, Vox is not exactly reliable here. He outwardly tried to deny that there was any favoritism. So in the worst case scenario, both are unreliable narrators, which is why we leave these to the lawyers so they can prove it in court, not prove it in public. Trying to prove it in public would just result in a public shit-flinging. This is why y'all are making it worse for everybody involved. This is why NIJISANJI EN, who doesn't know how to handle their reputation, is failing right now.
And all of us will continue to do our utmost to provide a safe and fun environment for fans to enjoy together. And lastly, to round this off, I want to reiterate, please do not spread hate to anyone involved in any way, shape, or form, or anyone in general, honestly. We ask that in these times you allow us to continue our activities without asking us for any additional information about the situation. At this point, it's an issue for the lawyers, and we ask that you do not pressure any of us to discuss the matter beyond this point. Please reach out to any color for contact regarding anything else. And I think that's everything from me. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Thank you.
So, overall, while I generally agree that some parts of here make Selen look bad, like the part that she recorded Vox without her consent, overall this still makes management look worse. I don't know why they decided to do this. Tazumi Riku, again, is also coming up with a statement. So this means that this collapse in their stock is no longer negligible to them, it seems like. If something like this got the attention of the CEO himself, especially since Riku seems to be the type of CEO that's so uninvolved and detached from the operations of the company itself and the little goings-on, it's not just small fry, it's no longer negligible, it seems like, huh? It's wild. Again, it's wild they thought this was a good idea. Staying silent was the better idea, or even better management speaking up for themselves and not using the livers as a meat shield. Maybe you should have had Riku come out instead, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, this is giving me brain cancer. Wait for the Riku video, I'm gonna cover that shit too.
Hello, I'm Riku Tazumi, CEO of Unicolor Inc. I'm making this video to speak directly to you, the fans of NIJISANJI EN and everyone who supports the VTuber industry. First of all, I deeply apologize for causing concern to many people. Please allow me this time to address your concerns. First, Let me apologize for a misunderstanding caused by the notice published on our investor relations page on February 7th. After announcing the termination of Selen's contract, we received questions from investors regarding the impact this would have on company performance. The notice was published to respond to investors. In the notice, we unfortunately used the expression negligible to describe performance impact. Our wording lacked consideration for the situation and caused NIJISANJI EN fans and everyone who supports the VTuber industry to feel that Enichiro Inc. undervalued the impact of Selen's contract termination or Selen herself. I deeply regret this outcome and will be rethinking how our communication in English is done. Without a doubt, Selen was integral to the growth of NIJISANJI EN. As a company, it is truly unfortunate that our relationship ended the way it did. We regret that the notice we published on February 7th was worded this way. We made it sound like our company does not value the hard work of our rivals. I deeply apologize. Next, I will address the feedback to our announcement which led to the idea that Enichiro Inc. may not be providing a safe environment where the rivals can maintain good mental health. We take full responsibility for this situation, where not only Enichiro Inc. but also our rivals are receiving hurtful messages. I deeply apologize to our rivals and to everyone who supports them. Company actions have led to the distress of our rivals, and we are taking this situation very seriously. Please understand that some rivals may choose to temporarily step back from social media. The management team continues to communicate with rivals to provide any and all support in every way they can. We will be implementing several new internal systems to ensure that the rivals can resume streaming activities while maintaining their well-being. Also, by establishing things such as better reporting systems, we aim to create an environment where we can better identify and resolve issues more quickly. Next, I would like to address the concern that has been raised by fans who have been supporting the VTuber community regarding whether Enichiro Inc. has been supporting NIJISANJI EN enough. Regarding YouTube content, we did not have official programs available until fall last year. Other than content for the 3D event in July, and canceled NIJISANJI EN AR Live Colors in February last year, there has been a lack of 3D live content. However, in the meantime, we have spent the past year recruiting and working on strengthening the EN staff so we can better provide content for NIJISANJI EN. Since last year, we have also started multiple new projects that are still in progress. In addition to supporting rivals on activities, we hope this will help improve our NIJISANJI EN content offerings. One of them is the game event stream that was scheduled to be held on the 11th. However, considering the situation after recent events, this event is being delayed so that we can properly direct our full attention to reviewing and ensuring the quality of our rivals' well-being. As a company, we intend to do everything in our ability to support NIJISANJI EN and meet the fans' expectations. Finally, I apologize for not just recent events, but also pre-existing areas that needed our attention. Our rivals are irreplaceable, each and every one of them. Beyond being business partners, they are the most important individuals that we must protect as a company. To everyone who has and continues to support the rivals, I am very sorry that situations were allowed to arise where our dedication to their well-being was not clear. I feel that this should never be the case. Once more, personally and on behalf of our company, I apologize to you all for causing concern. As Enicara Inc., we will do everything we can to ensure that we create and maintain an environment where the rivals can succeed in their creative endeavors.
Okay, so here we go. They didn't even officially sponsor or have any official events for the EN branch aside from the ones that were cancelled. The EN branch was left to fend for themselves. This is why Selen had to spend 200k just to get things going. This is what NIJISANJI does to you people. It's bad. The talents had to cobble up their shit for themselves. The EN staff is terrible, Riku. Please do a quality check. I refuse to believe a lot of this until I see it. This is a whole lot of hubbub. God fucking damn. They say that talents are not replaceable, that they are the most important part of the company. Riku said that, but they keep getting replaced. The management barely looks after them. The talents are the most important. That is true. That should be true. But that is not what these people practice. I don't believe the promises and the slogans that Riku is throwing at me until I see changes. And even then, the changes that we see might not actually be real. But like superficial theatrics to make it seem like they improve to boost their PR. It's hard to trust Niji anymore. So for me, it's better to keep everything in the back of my mind, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'm not believing a single thing that comes out of this company anymore. So that's it. See ya.